Institution, also known as social institution. As mentioned in another video, institutions are a primary area and topic of interest to sociologists. The best definition that I've found for social institution goes something like this. A social institution is an idea that is embedded within a social structure and organization. Every social institution has roles and relationships between those roles. These roles exist to help to accomplish the idea around which the institution has been formed. A perfect example of a social institution is that of a university. Within a university, we recognize the roles of professor, student, administrator, and staff. One way of expressing the idea that is central to most universities is that knowledge has great value. The role of professor is associated with discovering new knowledge and sharing it with others. Students come to a university in order to gain knowledge that can be useful to them in their lives outside the university. Administrators do something. Staff helps the professors and students by maintaining the buildings and in a variety of other ways accomplish the goal of finding and learning new knowledge. While the university or an individual school is a perfect example of a social institution, it's important to understand that the term social institution can be implied in a broader way. We can use it to refer to an individual school, but institution also can be applied to the education system as a whole. The university that you attend is a distinct institution from other universities and schools within the nation and the world. But it's also true that the kindergarten you attended as a child is part of the same social institution as the university that you currently attend. Another example of a social institution that is interesting to many sociologists is that of government. The term social institution can be applied to government as a whole, but it can also be applied to an office within government. We could speak about the Justice Department as a specific social institution, but we can also refer to the entire criminal justice system as a social institution. Other social institutions that are interesting to sociologists include the family, gangs or criminal organizations, businesses or industry, mass media and those that produce it and distribute it, non-profit organizations, political parties, churches or religious groups, clubs that could be based on fans, fan clubs or service-oriented clubs, and neighborhood organizations. Anytime you have an idea that has become embedded in a social structure meant to accomplish a specific goal related to that idea, you have a social institution. All social institutions have certain characteristics. A social institution is a system or structure that shapes behavior of groups and individuals. Those groups and individuals within the institution, but also other individuals outside within the broader society. Institutions exist because they perform a social function. They do something for society. Social institutions also socialize those within them. For a better understanding of this, you should see the video Socialization. Social institutions have a social role. This, of course, is related partly to the function they perform for society, but it also has to do with the relationships between other institutions and the society as a whole. Another interesting aspect of institutions is that they tend to reproduce themselves across time. The university that you attend had a lot of students in it before you came to it, and it will probably have a lot of students in it afterwards. The socializations in general often span generations. Once the institution is established, it has the tendency to keep going. This is one of the main reasons that social institutions are interesting to sociologists. It's because they have a life of their own. They seem to take on a purpose and nature distinct from the individuals within them and the rest of society as a whole. How social institutions influence society and the individuals within them is a primary interest of sociology in general. For better understanding of how social institutions form, consider the video Institutionalization. Thank you for watching.